Hi guys, and welcome back to another video about Qatar Airways, and today I'm going to be making a video about the rules I broke while I worked for Qatar Airways. Now, there were a lot of rules while I worked for Qatar Airways. If you guys don't know about these rules, I suggest you research them. Again, guys, I worked there 5 years ago now, so that's a long time ago. Lots of these rules might have changed, like the minimum rest rules, the curfew rules, things like that. So I would definitely recommend that you go and check these rules out. As a disclaimer, before talking about the rules I broke video, I just also want to say that I did break rules when I was at Qatar Airways, but before I joined Qatar Airways, I was made aware of all the rules, and so it was my choice to go and work there with all those rules there. Are they fair? Always, I don't know. Some of them while I was working there, found to be more unfair than others, but yeah, so I'll tell you which rules I broke, what things I got away with, what things I didn't get away with, etc, etc, etc. So first of all, a rule that I broke is the minimum rest rule. So the minimum rest rule is that if you are traveling outside of the country, you need to be back inside of your accommodation, swipe in 12 hours prior to your next duty. So you have the minimum amount of rest so that you're rested for your next flight. Now, I broke that rule once. I was on, I think it was on annual leave. Oh, I struggle to remember. It was so long ago. But anyway, so it was coming back into Doha. My flight got a little bit delayed, and obviously that wasn't my fault. I didn't know that my flight would be delayed, but anyway, my flight was delayed. And so I got back into my accommodation maybe 10 and a half hours instead of 12 hours before my next allocated duty. And so the next day I got an email from the performance office that I needed to come and see a performance officer. So I had to go in there. I had to explain what happened. They told me that I would get a warning because I broke minimum rest, and that is a rule with the company. And also that I had a travel ban for 6 months. Now, what the travel ban entails is you are allowed to go on your annual leave if you have any scheduled annual leave in those 6 months, but you aren't allowed to go outside of the country for days off. Obviously, you also went outside of the country for your work because you were a cabin crew, so they wouldn't ban you from leaving Doha for 6 months. But yeah, so that was quite hard. I found that rule to be very harsh, and I would say that it is kind of unfair because, I can't control the flight being delayed, but their defense of me saying that it's an unfair rule, although I didn't say it to them because there was no way you could complain about anything ever, or you would get fired. But anyway, or you wouldn't get fired, they just say, these are the rules here. If you don't want to follow our rules, there are hundreds of other girls waiting, or guys and girls, people waiting to have this job. So if you don't want to follow our rules, we can find someone else who will want to follow our rules. And I guess that's a valid thing to say, that's the truth. There are thousands of other people that were willing to follow those rules. But anyway, so even though I thought it was unfair, I got a travel ban for 6 months, blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, I got over it, and after the 6 months went by, I made sure to, when I had my annual leave, come back at least a day early so that if there were any delays, at least, I could get an earlier flight. Even if I got a delayed flight, somehow I would get back in time so I didn't get a travel ban again. So minimum rest is a rule, like I said, that I broke a lot. Minimum rest didn't only count from if you were coming outside of the country. It was 12 hours before any duty. You had to be inside of your accommodation. You were allowed 2 hours grace period where you could leave and come back if you had to run any errands or things like that. But yeah, I would stay out for 3 hours or 4 hours or whatever, but I never really got caught for that for the times that I was actually in Doha. So I would say you're kind of safe when it comes to breaking those rules. What other rules did I break? I never slept out of my accommodation because I never really had a boyfriend or anything in Doha or friends that I wanted to sleep over at. So I never slept out of my accommodation. I also didn't, obviously on layovers, I did not follow any minimum rest rule. Now people say, and people have commented on my videos as well, that, you know, if you do work for Qatar Airways and you're on layovers or whatever, then, you know, someone can call your room, and if you get busted, then you get fired as well. But I have to say, in the 2.5 years that I was cabin crew for Qatar Airways, it was 100% like no chance anyone ever called me, and if they did call me, I didn't know about it and I didn't get fired. So I don't know. Yeah. What else, guys? Those were kind of, I'm sorry about the lighting changes. I'm like filming in front of a window here. But anyway, guys, that is like the rules that I broke at Qatar Airways. There weren't many other rules that I broke. I never posted any photos in a bikini. I never really posted any photos in uniform. To be honest, guys, like, I'm quite a strict rule follower. I don't really break rules that often in my life. I'm kind of boring when it comes to things like that. And yeah, I just honestly, like, the time that I was working for Qatar Airways, I was so afraid that I'd get fired because I didn't really have a very good backup plan of anything else that I could do. So if you were going to go work for Qatar Airways, I would say just make sure that you have some sort of backup plan set up, or make sure you have some savings or something like that while you're working there. I'm sure there are a lot of people that go there because they don't have savings and they don't have a lot of other options, but definitely just make sure that you have backup plans, because, you know, you never know what's going to happen. Life isn't always in your control. I mean, most of the time it is, but, you know, sometimes things happen where you can't control it. So yeah, make sure that you have some sort of backup plan, guys, and make sure that you are aware of all the rules before you go and work there. And if you like this video, please give it a like and a thumbs up. If you guys want to see any other videos from me, please let me know. So currently, as we speak, I'm starting my own business. Well, I have already started it, but I'm launching a product very soon, guys, and I would love any of your support. If any of you live in America and can buy from Amazon, please send me a DM to my Instagram, biancas.travels. I'll leave a link below. And guys, please let me know if you want to see any other content, like about starting your own business or saving money to start your own business, or, you know, sourcing products from China to sell on Amazon or Amazon FBA, or any sorts of videos like that, guys. And if you want to see any more videos on English teaching in Asia, or just like how to go from having only a high school diploma, not having a lot of money, to literally working your way up and starting your own business all by yourself with no help from anyone else. Obviously, my family have helped me and supported me along the way, but really, it's all been my own hard work and my own money. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate every single one. I'm so close to 3,000 subscribers. It's so unbelievable to me. And I really do appreciate every single person who watched these videos. If you've watched this video to the end, I love you so much. Please, I try and reply to every single one of my Instagram messages. If you have any questions, you can send me messages there. Love you guys so much. See you in the next video. Bye!